The biggest reason that I've never built a cinema rig is because, well, a lot of the times they require a lot of pieces, and for the line of work that I do, which is pretty much very run and gun, I need to move quickly, I need to get as many shots as I can, and a lot of the times I'm by myself. Cine rigs just don't really play very well in those scenarios. Over the past couple of years though, things have kind of changed with some new technological advancements and new kind of pieces of gear that exist now. So I decided that I could actually build something that works better for my use case. And so here it is, my cine rig that I've built specifically for run and gun videography that shoots RAW. Oh, and if you're new here, my name's Dustin, your video tour guide, and please keep your arms and legs inside your chairs at all times. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna build this entire rig, and I'm gonna talk about every piece of gear, why I chose it, and where it came from. What I mean by where it came from, some of this gear I did not pay for myself, it was sent to me. They did not tell me to include it in this rig. I honestly would have paid for it myself, but I will still let you know what I paid for and what I didn't. When it comes to gear as well, some of the things I'll talk about is the problems that the piece of gear solves for my line of work, which is run and gun solo videography. So let's start with the most obvious thing, which is the camera body. This is the Panasonic S5IIX. The biggest reason I chose this is because it can record Blackmagic RAW over HDMI. Now, to be honest, this camera is a loaner from Panasonic. I don't get to keep it. I have to send it back eventually. I'm not sure when quite yet. Not sure what I'm gonna do when they ask for it back, so. But anyways, there's also a lot of other reasons that I would choose this camera. Besides that it shoots RAW, it also shoots ProRes over SSD. You guys also know that I'm a big fan of Lumix and Panasonic, and so yeah, it's pretty obvious why I would have chosen this. Oh, and one more thing, I am working on a long-term review of the S5IIX. You've probably noticed that I have no videos really on the S5IIX. It's because I'm working on a real-world review of this camera. I have been using it as my daily camera ever since I had it. I've shot YouTube videos, wedding videos, corporate videos, events, a music video, a rodeo, some boating stuff, some camping stuff, and I'm about to also shoot a concert. So stay tuned for that video. Hopefully it'll be released maybe sometime at the end of this month. And if you're curious, Kondor Blue did send me this cap. But anyways, let's move on to the cage. This is the Smallrig black Mamba cage for the S5IIX and S5 II. This was sent to me. I did ask if they would send it to me before I bought it, and they said they would. I have a comparison video of the Kondor Blue Smallrig and the Tilt-A-Half cage if you like to go see that. But the reason that I chose this cage is because it is so light and easy to put on the camera. Let me show you. So it just slides in here, and in the bottom, there's this little screw right here where I can screw in the bottom of the camera, and then these little pieces lock into the side where the camera straps go. And there you go. A big thing about cages is that I typically hate them. I don't like having cages on my camera body, but this one, I really hardly notice that it's even there. Now, there is some disadvantages. There's not a ton of mounting points. It is possible when you compare it to like the Kondor Blue that maybe this is a little bit weaker than the other one, but honestly, I'm not really putting on a ton of really big lenses, so not really concerned about like the structural integrity of this, at least for my use case. There's a few other things I'll mention about this cage and why I chose it when I get to some other pieces of gear. And then this piece on the top right here, this is a attachment for a NATO rail. I kind of wish that Smallrig would have made this top one a NATO rail attachment instead of just putting screws, but it's okay. You just buy this attachment and it solves the issue. So I did pay for this, by the way, this little attachment. Now, the next thing is the adapter. This wouldn't be a cine rig without using a set of PL mount lenses. So this is the Meike PL to L mount adapter. And really the biggest reason I went with this adapter is because it has a drop-in variable ND. Now, I do actually own the Sigma PL to L mount adapter, but I'm actually selling it right now. So if anybody's interested, let me know. I do love that adapter. It is great quality. I think build quality wise, it's a lot better than this one. But as we move on to these lenses right here, these actually do not fit on that adapter. So you guys probably have no idea what this lens even is. Let's just go ahead and start talking about it. This is a lens from Dulens I kind of talked about them in my anamorphic vlog video, and yes, I did decide to buy them and pick up a set of them. In fact, here's the whole set over here. Let me grab them. Here you go. The whole set right here. It's a 31, 43, 58, and 85 millimeter. So the biggest reason I chose these lenses as my kind of like run and gun cine lenses is, well, they're tiny. They were also reasonably priced, and I really did like the character and everything about the lens. They just look really cool too. Like, look at that. I just think it's super cool. I'm going to be making a full review on these lenses, and I'm actually co-signing them with a local rental house. You can kind of see the sticker right there. So if you're ever in my neck of the woods, you can rent them for your shoot. I will put a link down in the description of the website of the rental house that I'm renting them through. So anyways, I probably would have gotten a different adapter anyways over the Sigma PL to L mount adapter, because like I said, this variable ND, I did not want to have a matte box or any kind of NDs on the front of this. It's just really inconvenient, and so that is why I decided to go with this drop-in adapter setup. There is another one that exists out there that's like purple, and it'll probably look kind of cool in this setup, but they're out of stock, so, and it's more expensive than the Meike. Oh, and the Meike I did pay for myself. I don't remember if I said that or not. And obviously these dual lens kit, I did pay for it myself. The next piece of this rig is this thing right here. This is actually the attachment that's going to hold the V-mount battery. And the reason why I went with this cool little attachment, it goes back to the reason why I chose this cage, is there is actually an Arca Swiss mount on the bottom of this cage. Yeah, you can't really see it, but it's right there. And so I can just slide this bad boy right on and lock it on there. This piece I did pay for myself, but the V-mount battery was sent to me by Smallrig, which is the V-mount battery that I decided to go with. I just think it looks really clean and nice, and it just locks on the back right there. Another reason that I really like this attachment right here is there's a little notch on the bottom that I can spin, which will then lower the V-mount battery, and then I can pull my monitor out and not obstruct anything, basically. So if I want to power my camera via this V-mount battery, then I can in this kind of setup. Super clutch. Now the next piece is kind of one of my new favorite pieces of gear, and I'm sure that more will come on the market that are maybe similar, but it's this top handle from Kondor Blue that has an internal SSD. This is called the ProBlade system from Kondor Blue. Now Kondor Blue did send me this handle. I did ask if they would be willing to, and they were. I do kind of wish they would have set black, but that's okay. It would have matched the setup a little bit better, but that's okay. You can't complain when you didn't pay for it, but I 100% would have paid for it anyways. I actually almost did, but they replied to me and said, yeah, we actually do want to send you one of those. So the SSD I did pay for myself though. Now I forgot to mention, I haven't used this entire setup yet. I've actually just barely gotten all the pieces to use it, but I have used the handle, and I do got to mention something about this, and maybe it's just I got unlucky or something, but this kind of rubberish or plastic top piece right here, it actually came out, and it was just glued in there, it looked like, but it wasn't glued in very well, it seems. So not a huge deal, because it's just a piece of plastic, and you know, I can just glue it back in there, but something to be aware of, and just want to make Kondor Blue aware of it as well, just because I know they watch my videos, and yeah, they were one of the first people to actually notice my YouTube channel, so shout out to them. They're super cool. Now this wouldn't be a cine rig without a follow focus. Now this is the follow focus. I forgot the exact name, but it's kind of a newer one from Smallrig. They did send this to me, and I was eyeballing it anyways. I would like to compare it to the Tilta version of this. I am kind of curious because I don't know if I love this wood on the side here, and I don't know if it's interchangeable, but besides that, everything about this follow focus I do like so far that I've used. I have used this on a shoot. So now you're probably wondering, now how do I connect the follow focus to here? Well, that's there this comes in. There is a NATO rail attachment on the side of this cage right here. So what I can do is take this NATO rail to, I think it's a 15mm rod, and I can just slide it in right there, slide it in place, and then I can lock this follow focus right on there, just like that. Super nice and convenient, because I don't always want to use a follow focus, but it's there if I have it, and it's easy to remove. Oh, and I did pay for this carbon fiber rod here just to make things a little lighter, and I did pay for this NATO to 15mm rod attachment as well. Now the last and final piece of this setup is the Blackmagic 12G 5-inch. This is the secret ingredient on how we get RAW out of this setup. And then this is just a magic arm from Smallrig. I will show you why I decided to go with a magic arm instead of a cold shoe mount. I actually do have one coming just in case, but I'll show you why for this example. I'm going to show you why I use a magic arm. This monitor I did pay for myself, and I actually kind of prefer it over the Ninja. I don't know what it is about the Ninja. Like, I love the Ninja. It looks nice, but it's like so heavy. And it's also just way more confusing than this one. I still don't really know what I'm doing with the Ninja. Like, there's so many menus and it's not very simplified, at least in my opinion. Anyways, I don't love it. I'm actually selling mine because I have this now and I don't see a reason why I should keep it. And then to finish everything off, these are just a bunch of cables from Kondor Blue, an HDMI, a USB to USB-C, or a USB-C to USB-C, and a D-tap to, what is that, 2.5mm. I thought that this had a lock screw, a screw lock or whatever. Apparently it doesn't, but it is what it is. I'll just use it anyways. So let me just connect all of these up. And there we go. Now we have all the cables. Now you might be wondering, how is this for run and gun videographers? Now it's obviously as small as I could really honestly get it in order to shoot RAW. The reason why is it gives me a lot of options. For one, I can easily remove the follow focus if I want. I can just slide this out, go like that, and then I can just use my hand instead of using the follow focus for focusing. Kind of nice there. Like I mentioned earlier, I can spin this down. It's a little bit harder with these connected. Hold on, I got my cable on the wrong side. So I can spin this down and I can move my monitor over here, since I'll more than likely just be using the Blackmagic monitor when I'm on this setup. Or let's say I just don't want to rock the V-mount on the back. I can just unplug this and then I can slide this bottom off, and then I can just attach a battery instead, just like that, if I wanted to make this even smaller. So now you're probably wondering, if this is for run and gun videographers, I want to be able to get it on my gimbal quickly and efficiently and still be able to shoot RAW. So let me show you what I've done for that. So I basically bought this adapter right here from Smallrig, and basically it's as easy as I just keep everything locked on the gimbal, and then this NATO rail actually just slides right in here, and then I can just lock this right on the camera, okay? Then I just unplug this, take the top handle, the top monitor as well, slide it off, and then I slide this on to the side of this NATO rail clamp. There goes the plastic piece. And then this is the reason why I use a magic arm, is that I can just magic arm this into place so it is viewable for me. And then I just need to plug in this guy here, and then this is already attached to the follow focus on the Ronin, and then it's just as easy as unlocking everything, turning on the gimbal, doing a little follow focus calibration, and now I've got follow focus control on my gimbal. Now it is a little heavy on the left side, and one thing that I didn't mention is that on the Kondor Blue handle, you can actually change the direction. So I could mount it so that this part is facing down here. I believe you do have to unscrew some things in here, or I just need to buy some other kind of adapter where I can change the direction. I don't know, I haven't figured out a solution for that quite yet. But let me just finish off by talking about the reason that I chose these lenses as well. I don't think I mentioned it, but they are all the exact same size and weight. Like, I believe a lot of cine lenses are like that, but not all are like that. So I could easily change, if I wanted to a different lens. Just gotta find, there it is. Make sure that's touching there. That back on, do a little focus calibration again. And there we go. We've changed to another lens. And then let's say that I want to get back to how it was originally, just turn off the entire system and then just lock all the arms. This is where I need the RS3 because it would lock for me. One day I will be able to get it, or maybe there will be an RS4 that I can buy. But anyways, I like to unplug that, just unscrew this, get it back on the top, screw that down tight, remove the camera, set this aside, and then I can adjust my magic arm back in place. Just plug this back in. Boom. Like I said, I haven't been able to use this entire setup all together. I've used pieces of it. I've used the lenses by themselves. I've used the top handle with the lenses. Haven't been able to shoot any Blackmagic RAW quite yet. I have used the follow focus with these lenses as well, but yeah, I haven't used everything in combination. But in a couple weeks, I will be using the entire setup for a shoot. I'm actually shooting a concert. Really excited to shoot with the entire setup. And sorry, lastly, I forgot one other detail on why I decided to shoot Blackmagic RAW as opposed to ProRes RAW, since I already own a Ninja. A couple months into the year, I switched to DaVinci Resolve, and I pretty much 95% of the time edit in DaVinci Resolve now. I've jumped on the train of people switching to Resolve, and I don't know, maybe I'll make a video on why I switched, my experiences, and why I think that Resolve is a better choice over Premiere, especially if you don't have to use After Effects. I think that's everything though. Let me know what you think of this setup. Let me know if you think there are some things that I could change on it that would make it more kind of run and gun. And just let me know if this is a route that you're thinking of going as well. I'd love to know. And I will provide links to everything that I've used in this setup in the description. More than likely, there'll be affiliate links. So if you decide to purchase from there, I appreciate it. Supports the channel. Till the next video though, happy filming.